No.
We've got 2 very large episodes of Invincible to get through.
Yeah.
In fact, they are no larger than normal, but a lot happened.
It does feel like a
And
lot happened.
we're also now in a mid-season break, which
Yeah,
has the
already.
internet
Which.
up in arms. So we will start with episode 3 as it happened first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I liked it. I did find the narrator kind of jarring.
Yeah, when he came in for the like Adam the alien bit,
Alan?
uh, Alan, not Adam, Alan. Um, yeah, it was a bit like, oh, that's a bit because we have have we had the narrator in season one?
No,
No, I didn't think so. So I was like,
no.
sat there and I was like, I don't really remember this in season one happening, but did it? Even though I've only just not long ago watched it, but yeah, it was a bit
I
weird.
I think the logic being was the episode was an Alan the Alien story and it wasn't an Invincible story, so they could do like a different thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Um, but like you said, I'm not sure I necessarily agree or like it.
I'm okay with it being a one-off.
Yes. Um, but it did give us some interesting progression on a number of sides of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So it started off with Mark, Amber, and William arriving at
Yes.
college. And they were like scoping out their dorm rooms. William and Mark having an argument about how they have to move on from their childish comic book
Toys.
posters. And
Did you
he was
feel
like, "I'm just gonna
attacked?
make a little bit. I'm gonna make you cool by comparison." And William explained if there is a sock on the door, go away.
Mm-hmm.
Mark goes to throw some stuff away. He sees there's a sock on the door, and he's like, "Already? What the fuck?" So he goes to Amber's room.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it so funny that someone who's just arrived at college sits there on his girlfriend's bed and goes, "Who has sex the first day of college?" That is so fun, especially when you know that Mark wasn't like trying a move. He was
No.
honestly asking the question.
Yeah. Completely oblivious.
100% completely oblivious. Um, and then they decide that they might partake, and the narrator's like, we'll leave them alone and we will look at other things.
Yeah.
At which point it becomes an Alan the Alien episode. So
Yes.
for those who maybe have forgotten from
Season
season one, they did a very good job of reintroducing him for anyone who had forgotten.
one. Mm-hmm.
He was the person that arrived to fight Earth's hero to make sure that they were safe from a Viltrumite attack. But he wasn't supposed to be going to Earth. He was supposed to be going to Urath the entire
Yep.
time. So it was really funny. But we got a little bit about his origin and where he came from.
Mm-hmm. We did.
So he was from a planet that got destroyed by the Viltrumites.
Mm-hmm.
Some refugees managed to escape and basically create a genetically enhanced version of their own race, which is Alan the Alien.
Yep.
And his entire purpose is to be strong enough to beat a Viltrumite, and like be able to be as powerful and as dangerous as them, but on the coalition of planets side.
Mm-hmm.
And to cut a long story short, he ain't.
No. He's strong,
He
but
is, and he's very
not
likable.
he's not a Viltrumite.
No. So he gets told by like by fucking Optimus Prime. He got told by
Yes.
Optimus Prime. I've just remembered that. I sat there and I heard the voice. I'm
Yeah.
like, is that Optimus fucking
I
Prime?
I
So
knew
I
straight
paused
away.
it and I looked at the actor. I was like, holy shit, it's actually Optimus Prime.
I just
Really, really cool.
was hoping he'd say like if he sent Alan off, he'd just say right, roll out.
Autobots. Anyway, phenomenal. That
Oh
got
yeah,
me
great
unnecessarily
choice.
hyped. Yeah. As superhero fans, we are never beating the keys jangling allegations. But when I heard Optimus Prime's voice, I got a lot more hype. But he basically informed Alan that there was a mole and to be on the
Yes.
lookout. And he's like, right, I won't go on patrol for a little while. I will find out what's happening. which is hilarious because the idea of Alan being subtle is comedy. Um,
When he said there was a mole, were you immediately suspicious of
yes,
him? Yes. Okay.
100% instantly. I've watched enough of this style of content to know that he is, and also knowing that Alan's a bit of an idiot, he's the
Yep.
perfect person to say, because Alan's brain will be, well, you've told me there's a mole, so it can't be you.
Yep. But like, I'm just like his physique and look. I'm like, he gives me Viltrumite.
Or at least, like, he's got some sketchy deal going on to try and keep people safe.
Nah, he's definitely Viltrumite.
If they were going to get any voice actor to be a secret Viltrumite, person who was Optimus Prime is a fucking brilliant choice. Now, I'm sure people who read the comics weren't surprised by that, or have read all of the comics
Yeah.
weren't surprised by this. But yeah, very very cool decision. We then meet his girlfriend,
Oh yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have a very weird encounter.
Yeah. Then we get the narrator going. Okay, we can't watch this then.
Yeah, it's when her tentacles start to like envelop him, and he's like, "Oh, that's tentacles. Let's go and see Mark and Amber. They'll be done by now." And then you just see fucking Amber grabbing another condom. It's like, a cat.
Yeah, it just doesn't know what to do.
um, so then we cut to Alan and his girlfriend essentially having dinner,
Yeah.
and three Viltrumites attack
Yeah, they rock up
the
and
the space restaurant they're at.
yeah.
And basically they're trying to interrogate Alan about, is Nolan still on Earth? Is it true he left
Hmm.
his post? Is it true he has a son? Is it true the son stood up against him? Just like,
All the information that he'd recently given to a certain older gentleman who asked him to
yeah,
look for a mole.
yeah. Which I think
Guess
was just part of the plan of getting him to stay close by.
yeah, but also then he gets his ass beat.
Yeah, he puts up a good fight. I'll give him that. But I think it's
Resilient.
one of these ones where, I've discussed that in the MCU, I think they're building Kang up just so Doom can crush him. And
Hmm.
then everyone goes, oh shit, Doom is terrifying because we've been scared of this guy and he's made him look like nothing.
Hmm.
Everyone knows like Alan was quite powerful. It was a good fight. Everyone knows how strong he is. They've used early parts of this episode to show how strong he is.
Hmm.
And then these Viltrumites like don't even try.
Yeah, he just gets absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. He was fighting for his life. They were sparring.
I
It
wasn't even
was
fighting. I was just taking it.
yeah. It was actually kind of rough to watch just because of
Yeah.
how like, especially with how like Seth Rogen as Alan the Alien's a brilliant choice. It's like Seth Rogen's voice is just like a funny voice because of like the way he talks.
Yeah.
Um and it was just really brutal. And I like he, we know Alan isn't dead,
Hmm.
but I thought he was for a second there.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, he could be dead here, or they're gonna do some sci-fi space shit and they can just about keep him alive.
Yeah. Um so we find out that Alan's been kept alive. Your Lord Chancellor Palpatine Optimus Prime dude, I forget his name, basically then says sorry to him while he's in his comatose state.
Hmm.
At which point, what anyone who's read the comics and anyone who's watched a lot of this style of media went, yeah, okay, cool. Thank you for
Yeah.
confirming that you're the bad guy,
Yeah.
or at least in league with the bad guy. Um, and then we cut back to Mark,
Yes.
going back to his dorm room, and he gets interrupted by Seance Dog, his favorite comic book character.
Who's a comic book character, not real.
Yeah. So naturally, Mark, who's been struggling a lot recently with like, his dad being a psycho
Mm.
and not knowing how to act as a hero anymore, but still wanting to be a hero, was less than thrilled by
Yeah,
this
I'm
fictional
very
character
on
appearing.
edge. Is like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, who are you? What do you want? Who sent you? How do you know who I am? Valid questions.
Yes, very. Why are you pretending to be an imaginary dog that doesn't exist?
Yeah. So he kind of kicks his ass, but like lightly,
Mm,
until they're far enough away from the college. At which point he's like, "Right, tell me everything now." And it turns out that it's actually an alien who's like a praying mantis kind of species.
yeah,
They're buggy.
yeah, I would say
Um,
praying mantis.
and they're basically like the legends of Invincible have made it to our planet. We need your help. Now, Mark should have first and foremost gone, well, how did you work out Invincible is Mark Grayson and who Mark Grayson's favorite comic book character is, you fucking weirdo? That would have been a valid question.
That would have been a valid question
Um,
that the viewers
but
should also have been asking.
yes.
Mm,
And Mark's like, no, I can't leave the Earth. I've got college. I've got stuff to do here. Good luck, but I'm sorry, I can't help. At which point, William's like, no, you have to go help. You know, you're going to kick your own ass if you don't.
yeah.
So he goes to talk to Amber about it.
Hmm.
Now, this is the thing that's got me pissed off with the internet the most.
Okay.
So, obviously, you didn't watch Invincible when it first came out.
No.
During season 1, Amber got a lot of hate
Okay.
because, you know, she held Mark accountable for like lying to her and
Yeah.
not telling her what was going on
Yeah.
constantly. But as with everything where like the main characters are men and, you know, it's a male
Yep.
mainly fandom, a lot of people are just like, no, he's the cool super dude. You just got to put up with it. You should be
No.
happy you're dating a superhero who is terrible towards you at times. Um, Whereas this time, obviously, Mark goes and talks to her, and she's like, "Yeah, of course, no worries. You've told me what's going on. Go, I understand."
Hmm.
And everyone's like, "Oh, look, what a character shift from Amber. They clearly just want us to like her." And it's like, no,
No.
he was
He's
just honest and
yeah.
upfront with
He's
her.
done the correct thing now.
She knows he's a superhero. She knows he might have to do this stuff. She just wants to be in the fucking loop.
Yeah. I don't get why. Didn't realize
Do
people
you
were
know what?
so dumb to get that.
Yeah, conversations on the internet always out the people who've never been in a relationship and sure as shit don't know what a healthy relationship looks
Yeah, I
like.
don't understand. Communication is key.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't have an issue with him being a hero, otherwise she would have dumped him the second she found out he was a hero. Her issue is not being told what the fuck's going on and him disappearing for weeks at a time.
Yeah. Her issue is lying, which is
Yes.
a pretty valid
Valid.
thing to have an issue with.
100%. 100%. At which point Mark's like, awesome, you're the best. Can you tell my mum, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And then he gets in the ship to fly away to this planet. And we arrive at a planet that we've
Mm,
been told is having meteors falling from the sky and everyone's dying.
mm.
And it looks a little bit too
Pristine.
like paradise.
Yeah, it's too flourishing.
Yeah, for that to be the case. And this is when it gets really funny because Mark's like, what about the
They said,
problem?
yeah, there was some meteors.
Yeah. And the
No.
guy's like, what problem? He's like, the the reason you brought me, the meteors. He's like, oh, those meteors. We have a really short lifespan. That must be a touch of dementia. That's really funny.
He's just like,
Like that being the way you're going to try and play that off is like, sorry, like I've aged like 20 years since we met. That's dementia setting in. Very, very funny. Um,
at
and he's
this
like,
point, I'm
look,
like, this is a trap, and
yeah.
Mark's stuck on a planet. Yay.
And then he's like, the royal family want to meet you. He's like, yeah, cool. He sees the royal family at the top of the stairs. He kneels down. They part ways, and then you just hear Nolan's booming voice. Hello, son. Fucking cut.
Yeah.
What a stunning end to an episode.
Oh yeah, because at that point I was like, this planet's not. Something's going on here. He's been throwing strap. Wasn't expecting it to be Nolan.
I'm just so happy to say we live in a world where J. Jonah Jameson and Optimus Prime's booming voices were
In the same
pleasuring my
episode.
ears within the same episode. Like, what a time to be alive. Um, and that's basically where episode 4 kicks straight off of.
Yeah, it did.
Was there anything? Yeah, so
No,
this is where we're at with episode 4.
yeah. Oh,
So
the
we
only other thing
arrive.
in episode 3 was there was the stuff going on with his mum.
Oh yes,
She called that number that
Red Rush's wife had left her.
Olga or whatever she's called.
Olga, yeah, that's it.
Um essentially therapy for people that are
Yeah,
partners of
it was.
superheroes.
Yeah, it was a support group for partners of superheroes, which of course needs to be super secretive and super safe because of the natural dangers that go along with it.
Yeah.
And now that all of their partners are seemingly dead because of like the nature of the support group,
Mm-hmm.
if their identity does get leaked and someone wants to take revenge, there's no one to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So then she goes to this film. Obviously doesn't really want to talk straight off.
yeah,
People are talking about their experiences. Then she chats to a certain fellow who is revealed to be the husband of which I forget which one now.
yeah, it was the. It wasn't the Martian. It was the Green Lady. I forget what her name was.
Yeah.
The Green something. Um. Now I think, although I understand his emotions in this situation, that he is a
Mm-hmm.
dick for more than just his reaction,
Yes.
and I'm going to explain why. Because it is said very explicitly, you do not say what your name is, other than your first name,
Mm-hmm.
and you do not say who your partner is.
Mm-hmm.
He breaks both these rules.
Yep. He does.
And
And
then
I'm
gets
like, I don't like this
angry at
guy.
her. Yeah, and then gets angry at her for what her husband did.
Yeah.
When she clearly, it's not like she's there like, oh, when he comes back, he's going to take over this planet and I'm going to be the queen.
Yeah, it's him breaking the rules. Like she wasn't gonna say anything. He's the one who then made it an unsafe space,
Yes.
not her, for being there because of who she was a wife to.
Exactly.
Yeah, dick move by him.
100%.
Though I saw it
These
coming.
therapy and these therapy and group spaces are designed to be safe spaces.
Mhm.
You making it unsafe and then blaming the other person is weird as fuck.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's gonna get what comes to him, or he's gonna do something. He's gonna try and out her or something.
Yeah, probably.
Um, Also, Mark's mum went to see Cecil
Yes.
and saw a certain right hand man who she watched blow up,
Yeah.
who he had no idea and was very confused.
Yeah. He was
And
like,
that's
why did Debbie seem so shocked to see me?
yeah, and then that's all we get of that. It leaves just a little thing there for us to stew
Yeah.
on.
No, a little breadcrumb. Now they want to thicken up that sauce, so they're putting some cornstarch in it. You know.